Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. I'm Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. And today's topic is called The Buzz on Business. And this is a series that we are interested in providing for you on a monthly basis. But since COVID-19 hit, our schedules are kind of up in the air right now. And so we have a very special guest with us today in the studio, and his name is Bob Turk. Bob is the City of Sanford's Economic Development Director. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Lisa. Good to be here again.
Wonderful. Yes, you are. I think you're not a newbie on the show. You're a veteran now, because business, of course, is so important to a local city. So we're going to be discussing the overall business climate, the emergency small business grant, and the business and development updates in general in the city of Sanford. So,
Correct.
Bob, let's take it away. What's going on with you?
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that we are open for business. Yeah, things are still going well, we think, under this current situation with the pandemic. But we'll get to some of those numbers here in a minute. But I just want to start off by reading just a paragraph or two that was in the newspaper today about the overall business in our community. You know, we having endured what was surely a record-shattering slump last quarter, the U.S. is facing a dim outlook right now as a resurgent coronavirus intensifies doubts about sustained recovery the rest of this year. So we don't know what's going to happen right now. We're seeing 25% of our workforce being lost, being laid off, furloughed. Finally, they're coming back, slowly being hired back. We're still at 10 to 15% unemployment, which is pretty substantial for us, especially for Sanford, but because we've been here pretty diversified when it comes to recessions like we went through once before, back in 2004, 2008. But this one has really hit us hard too, just like everybody else. A huge plunge in the consumer spending, people staying home and avoiding shopping and traveling and gathering in crowds as the virus rage is estimated to have sent the economy sinking roughly 32% an annual rate since April. So that's a big plunge and more than triple the previous worst quarterly economic fall that we've gone through. But it's not all bad. We'll get to some of the good things here in a moment, but let me just highlight that most analysts expect the economy to manage a sharp bounce back the current quarter, but perhaps as much as 17% or even higher comeback. So some economists, some experts are looking very favorably that we're going to get control of this pandemic, and get us a shot that can start getting the workforce back in and getting everybody more comfortable with getting out and getting back to work and opening up our businesses.
What source is that you're citing from, Bob?
I'm quoting from the Associated Press article that was in the Orlando Sentinel this morning, and it was very timely that this came out. And it just, the last thing I want to say about it is that noting that the economy can't fully recover until the pandemic is defeated or a vaccine is available, all economists envision a scenario in which a rebound in the current quarter would be followed by a sustained period of slow growth and maybe even a slow recession, but it's still going to be better than where we are. We're coming back, people.
Okay.
So we hope that's going to be a good thing. We're still seeing companies bringing back slowly their furloughed people, but we still got a long way to go. Yeah. But it's overall.
Yeah, and so that's great, and the forecast of everything is positive. We're going to come out of this it positively. But in the meantime, what are some of the items that the city is doing? You said there's an emergency small business grant, so to help our businesses.
Right. We haven't been sitting on our hands. The commission has approved a emergency small business grant program. It's been a month now. We got it out there. We've got applications back. Over 300 of our small businesses have expressed interest in that program. We got 150 applications back in the first go round. We're pretty close to probably sending out or committing our first amount of money to 40 to 50 of those companies right now. So they should be getting notified soon. As of this last night, this morning, we sent out the announcement of the second round. Please get in your application. The pre-app, it's online, so our pre-app, so we can get you an application to get more information of what you did not get maybe from the PPP, from the CARES Act. So we've got money still left that we would like to get out to our small businesses.
All right, and that's on our website, sanfordfl.gov.
Yes, yes, it should be. We're going to check that again this morning. If it's not there, wait a few minutes and we'll make sure that's up and running. But our second go round will start today. So we've got a couple $100,000 that we want to make sure that some of our companies that really need it, our businesses, get up to $15,000 apiece.
Now, I have a question. And that's a nice chunk of change for your business, I would imagine, as a small business owner. What is is there a criteria? If you receive funding prior, are you disqualified or don't?
Well, they were on the first round because it was more HUD money, more government, federal government money, and they have certain specifications, requirements that we have to meet. Right. So that was done already. We got $100,000 that's been committed to already as of yesterday. So we'll get that out. But yeah, there are certain things, rent subsidy. You couldn't pay your rent, or utilities, that sort of thing. Bringing back up to 3 employees to help pay for those. So there are certain things that we can help.
Okay.
Get those doors back open or help reimburse small businesses that really need it.
All right. And so that information will be available on the city website, or they can call in, Bob?
Yeah, they could call you.
What's the number that they should call, Bob, for help with this business
grant? They could call me at 407-688-5015.
Okay.
So that's where we are there. We're going forward. We're excited about it still. The commission gave us further marching orders last Monday, say get the money out as quick as we can. It seems to be slow. It's a new process. We've never gone through this. No one has. But we're staying up with, I think, pretty close to all of our other municipalities and counties. Some are behind us on getting the money out, and some are right there with us. So.
Yeah, and I think the main point is we're doing it. I mean, we're offering it. The city's offering it. So.
Exactly.
But it would be very helpful for it to be timely, obviously.
So yeah, we have money. We want to help. We're trying to get it out there as quick as we can. So let us know if you need help. Send in the application. That's the best way to do it.
Okay. Is there a timeline to get the application back?
ASAP. It's going to be an ongoing thing until the money runs out.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Please, let's try to. If you know somebody that needs some help, let us know.
Okay. All right. And so, how about some news on the current development? It's still going on, right?
We're still working. We're still.
Ironically, it is.
We're still having new companies coming to the area. We're working with some projects now. We've got 3 or 4 in the pipeline right now. But just to let you know, the last couple of months, I think it's been since I've been on, give you an update. Corner of downtown, corner of Sanford and 2nd, the San Leon project broke ground 2 weeks ago. So that's a 4-story mixed-use project that's going on right there, and that's going to be 30 or 40 new jobs for our community. It's going to take them a year, 9 months to a year to get it up and going, but it's something that's happening right in the middle of the pandemic. We've got a new building going up right there. I'm sure everybody is interested in the Heritage Park project. We've done all of our work, the city has, getting the utilities in. FP&L is doing their work now, trying to get all the electric underground. That has to be done before the developer can go vertical. So, and then they have 6 to 9 months to make sure everything is right, it's in place, and they can get connection to go vertical with their project. So it'll probably be, this time next year before we'll see some major development happening out there. But it is going forward, everybody.
Yeah, and Bob, for those that may not really remember or recall what Heritage Park is, just a real quick summary of it.
Heritage Park is our major 3-block mixed-use development project down from Seminole Boulevard up to First Street, in between Commercial and Sanford Avenue. So we've got 3 blocks over there by the courthouse, behind the old post office, the Welcome Center. All that area there is going to be redeveloped into housing and commercial. So it's going to be a major, real nice mixed-use development. But it's still going to happen.
Okay, good news.
That's the one thing. And, of course, we got some other small projects going in. Most of you know Mark Nation had bought a whole city block over between Oak and Myrtle on 2nd Avenue or 2nd Street. That has, of course, because of the pandemic, has come to a screeching halt. But they are expecting to begin construction again on that thing in the near future. He hasn't given us a date, but it's going to happen. And that is a restaurant, a nice restaurant, and a new distillery. American Barrel Bourbon is going to be putting in a facility there, plus his other housing development part of it. So it's going to be a major, for that part of town, a major project.
Oh, sure. And that's on the west part of downtown area, right?
It's on the west side.
Yeah, west side. Yeah. And you know what? Regardless of the pandemic, Sanford, we were rocking and rolling there for you know, and there's ain't no stopping us now, because we will continue, right, Bob?
Exactly. We're learning how to operate under this, and it's going to happen. We've had some slowdowns. Our restaurants downtown got impacted. That was a big part of our economic driver for downtown, but we're learning how to cope with that. We're learning how to distance and move our operations outside. Once the restaurants and the breweries, how to use the outside a little more effectively.
Right.
Since they've shut down our inside businesses, but we're working with that, and it's slowly coming back.
There you go.
Now there's some other projects that we've been working on. I think I need to share. We had a big media company, Media One, has moved from Longwood into off of Sanford Avenue. There, they're going into a vacant warehouse that was out there, about a 40,000 square foot thing. So there's probably 40 to 50 new employees that's going to be coming to bear downtown. So those will be available. Orange Surgical is from Orlando, and they're buying a vacant warehouse on Old Lake Mary Boulevard. That'll be another 50 to 60 employees for the city. New company. Acme Glass bought a company out on Jewett Lane, one of our little industrial parks. They're in there, rehabbing that facility right now, so they should be open soon. That's a glass refurbishing company, and part of it, which is interesting, part of the back part of that building will be a brewery, a Florida brew out of Tampa. So they've moved in during the pandemic and will start their facility, rehabbing it for production. The old Scotty's building facility, the old place on 1792, ETR, Emergency Tactical Response Facility now. They're in there rehabbing it, and they'll be producing their vehicles there very soon. So that's exciting for us, being adjacent to downtown and a good blue-collar manufacturing facility. You might be wondering what's going on at the Seminole Mall since it's closed. We have one big project we're calling Project Fun. It's a indoor amusement center. They're in there working on it right now, and they expect by the end of the fall to have that open in there. So we're looking at other things. We had a new owner of the mall now that wants to come in and do some other things in there, not just retail, but technology. We're looking at housing possibly, but we have to go through the process of changing the use for that facility. But so which might take a little time, but we're still looking at other uses for that space.
And the fact that people are interested in developing here,
very much
right?
so. Yes, Lisa. Yep. Yeah. Our Orlando Economic Partnership Alliance that we have, we're working with 3 projects with them right now. A manufacturing company, a major warehouse distribution project, which is those will be a couple 100,000 square feet, and they are looking possibly at space in the Northport Industrial Park. If you haven't been out and looked at our new industrial park out north of Highway 46, out near the interstate, adjacent to the Sunrail tracks back there, you'd not believe it. It looks like another little city being built out there. Several hundred square feet of speculative buildings going in. We've got one now, it's a pump manufacturer. They make big industrial pumps. They're going to go in one of those buildings. We have another big warehouse distribution project we're working on. If you heard the name, you would be very excited about who that is. And we got a technology company, a Japanese technology company that's looking at there. So we're looking at a couple 100,000 square feet out there now that we've got to put companies in that we didn't have before. And that's been going on during the shutdown, basically, of our communities. 300 new jobs, possibly, that we can point people to out there. So there's a lot of exciting things going on still, no matter, right in the middle of all this worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, it sounds like that. And, the Sanford is a city that has developable land, right? We have space to attract business to develop. And
we do. We do. And they're looking for the 10 to 50 acres, some of these people. And they're looking for existing buildings, which we don't have, but we're getting them now, which is very exciting, especially for me. I've been here, 7 or 8 years now, and we did not have that unless somebody moved out for some reason. But we're going to have it now. Scannell Development, national developer, is out there building, and they're helping us promote and market these spaces. So it's really paying off.
Yeah, I mean, the forecast does sound bright. It does definitely sound bright for the city of Sanford, coming from you, Bob, directly, the Economic Development Director for the city. Is there any other things you'd like to add, items you'd like to add? You shared a lot of great information and updates on business in the city. Anything else that...
Well, one thing, we're working on... the Welcome Center downtown. There's a lot of movement going on. We've got a new Main Street program coming on board. The chamber is moving into the old Welcome Center in there, and we're looking at moving maybe the CRA, our Community Redevelopment Agency office, into there to be right in the middle of the downtown activities. So that's going to happen. We're pretty sure. We're working on it now to make it happen. But we'll have a business liaison person in there in that facility. So everybody keep your eyes and ears open for our what we're calling our business resource center in there. So
yeah. And you can stay tuned with information from the city. If you stay connected to our social media, the podcast here, our website, you'll be on the up and up with all of the latest information directly from the source, the city of Sanford. So that's really some wonderful news that we can share when that comes to fruition with all the details.
Yep.
So, well, Bob, it's been wonderful to have you on the show here, and we finally had some time. And you're super busy. Believe it or not, we are all super busy, no matter what, in the middle of a pandemic. And so we roll on, and so I hope this information is helpful to our business community. Bob, again, you can be reached at
407 688 5015.
407-688-5015. That's Bob's direct line here at the City of Sanford. You can also visit our website, sanfordfl.gov, and kind of search around there and view all of the different options that the City of Sanford's Economic Development Department has. Some great little stories on there. So, well, thank you. Thank you for being on the show again.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Those of you out there, thank you for listening. This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. You can subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can find it on our website, sanfordfl.gov/podcast. Thank you so much, and we'll be back in touch. Be well, stay safe.